Watch boxing now? You're still into it? Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because boxing is my passion, so that's why I'm enjoying watching boxing.
Do you have a favorite fighter now that's active?
Right now, Asian like Naoya,
Inoue, amazing.
Yeah, he's
Even boxing legends, those who've fought through wars and know what it takes to succeed, can't help but sing his praises. So why does this man strike fear into the hearts of his opponents? It's not just his technical skill, it's the entire package. He has the power, the speed, the intelligence, and the mental toughness to dominate anyone who steps into the ring with him. But then there's the psychological aspect. Fighters aren't just facing a skilled boxer, they're facing a monster. The big question is, can anyone stop this monster? As of now, it seems no one has the ability to do so. He's not just defeating his opponents, he's making it look effortless. Even top contenders in his weight class appear like underdogs when matched against him. Naoya Inoue isn't just a great fighter, he's a generational talent redefining what it means to dominate in the sport of boxing. The admiration from boxing legends like Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather isn't just hype, it's genuine recognition of a fighter who is truly exceptional. When boxing legend and former world champion Shawn Porter speaks, the boxing world takes notice. Recently, Porter shared his thoughts on Naoya Inoue, and his glowing praise has only added more fuel to the fire surrounding the Japanese prodigy. Inoue's dominance in the ring and his electrifying style have captured the imagination of fans and experts alike. Naoya Inoue has captured the attention of both fans and fighters alike, but it was his recent performance that truly left Shawn Porter in awe. The former welterweight champion praised Inoue's confidence and even suggested that he could become the next Manny Pacquiao, a fighter who transcended boundaries and became a global boxing icon. Confidence is often what sets great fighters apart from truly elite ones, and Inoue showcased that in his most recent bout. Porter was particularly struck by the level of self-assurance Inoue displayed. Reflecting on his approach, Porter noted that it was evident Inoue was operating at the top of his game and exuded confidence from the moment the bell rang. He pointed out that pulling off such moves early in the fight usually indicates that the opponent is already broken down, something that Inoue seemed fully aware of. Porter observed,
I like Naoya. Before he became I teach him in Japan. Really? Yeah. Naoya, if he's thinking to moving up in the weight division, I hope that I can teach him and supervise his workout training. We can do that.
So you want to train him?
I wanna train him and supervise his training, or if he wants to moving up to higher weight division.
What did you think about his last performance?
Huh?
What did you think about his last performance?
Oh, fantastic! It's a good performance. Fast, quick.
that Inoue executed everything with precision and a calm sense of certainty. Now you know you're a bad boy when you're at the very top and you're pulling off moves like that early on, Porter said. Usually you'd wait until you've broken your opponent down before you try things like that, but Inoue's confidence was clear. He knew exactly what he was doing and when to do it. Porter wasn't just impressed by Inoue's technical skills, but also by his ability to take calculated risks early in the fight. Rather than waiting for his opponent to be worn down, Inoue displayed an almost daring confidence in his strategy and execution, proving he's operating on a completely different level. This type of mental toughness is rare in boxing.
And Inoue, we might have the next fighter, foreign fighter from the second worst, who could translate to the American audience. I do believe that is Inoue. I think Inoue is the next Manny Pacquiao. Not at that going all the way up the weight class and all that stuff, but someone who's extremely explosive, eye-catching, and also inviting to who he is as a fighter and as a person.
Having power, speed, and skill is one thing, but the self-belief to pull off high-risk moves in the heat of the moment is truly exceptional. Porter went even further in his praise, predicting that Inoue could be the next Manny Pacquiao, not just in terms of skill, but in his potential to captivate audiences on a global scale. Porter believed that along with Isaac Cruz, Cruz, Inoue could be the next international star who resonates with the American audience. He emphasized that Inoue could become a star in the same way Pacquiao did, not necessarily by moving up multiple weight classes, but through his explosive style, charisma, and appeal as both a fighter and a person. I think between Isaac Cruz and Inoue, we might have found the next foreign fighter who can truly connect with the American audience, Porter said. Inoue has the potential to be the next Manny Pacquiao in terms of the excitement and appeal he brings to the sport. Manny Pacquiao may not be climbing up weight classes anymore, but he's known for his explosive and captivating style. As both a fighter and a person, he's a figure that fans are naturally drawn to. There's a chance that someone like Inoue could follow in his footsteps, and I'm excited to see it. In his prime, Pacquiao was a dynamo in the ring, with lightning-fast combinations and knockout power that had opponents reeling and fans on the
Now you're still into it. Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because boxing is my passion, so that's why I enjoy watching boxing.
Do you have a favorite fighter now that's active?
Right now, Asian, like Naoya Inoue.
No, amazing.
He's a good fighter. And I hope that he will accomplish in different weight division also.
Yeah, I probably will. Such a
edge of their seats. His appeal wasn't just about his fighting style. Pacquiao's humility, relatability, and approachability made him beloved by many. Porter sees similar qualities in Inoue, believing that he has the potential to be not only a boxing star, but also a global ambassador for the sport. Pacquiao brought international fans together, and while Inoue has already achieved superstar status in Japan, his electrifying performances and growing fan base in the US show he's headed down a similar path. Inoue's potential to follow Pacquiao's footsteps isn't just about his skills in the ring, but his ability to connect with fans all over the world. Inoue is explosive, calculated, and entertaining, a rare combination. He doesn't just win fights, he dominates them in spectacular fashion, and fans don't simply watch his bouts, they experience them. Much like Pacquiao, Inoue shows humility outside of the ring. Despite his dominance, he remains respectful and grounded, making him a role model for aspiring fighters and an appealing figure for fans. Breaking into the US market has historic.
Do you think he's the best pound for pound, or the winner of this fight is the best fighter in the world?
Japanese fighters are the best fighters. Mike, they said, my opinion, I'm nobody, but I think he's the best fighter.
Mike, the idea's been thrown out there for him to move up to 130 fights and fight Gervonta Davis down the line. Could you see that fight happening?
Yeah, listen, how much
been challenging for international fighters, but Inoue's thrilling performances have already earned him recognition stateside. Porter's remarks highlight how well Inoue's style and personality resonate with global audiences. It's not just about reaching the top, but about staying there. Inoue has demonstrated that he can dominate multiple weight classes, much like Pacquiao did throughout his career. When a legend like Pacquiao, an 8-division world champion and one of the greatest boxers of all time, praises a fighter, the boxing world takes notice. In a recent interview with former super middleweight champion Carl Froch, Pacquiao expressed his admiration for Naoya Inoue, calling him an incredible fighter and hoping for his continued success across multiple weight classes. When Froch asked Pacquiao,
he's a great finisher. I think he's the best finisher in boxing. He's Joe Louis, he's Mike Tyson, he's Jack Dempsey. 3 of the greatest finishers in the history of the sport. He's all of them.
Now, if he still followed boxing after retiring, Pacquiao, whose career was defined by his passion for the sport, confirmed that his love for boxing is as strong as ever. His enduring enthusiasm for the sport comes as no surprise. Even after stepping away from the ring, even after retiring from professional competition, Pacquiao's bond with boxing remains strong. He continues to be a fan, mentor, and a source of inspiration for fighters all over the world. When asked if he had a favorite active boxer, the Filipino icon didn't hesitate to name Naoya Inoue, praising his remarkable skills and immense potential. These comments hold great significance, coming from someone with Pacquiao's unmatched experience and deep understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest level of boxing. During a recent interview, when asked if he still followed boxing, Pacquiao responded enthusiastically, saying that boxing is his passion, which is why he enjoys watching it. When asked about his current favorite fighter, he quickly mentioned Naoya Inoue, calling him an amazing fighter and expressing hope that Inoue will continue to excel in multiple weight divisions. It's clear that Pacquiao sees something special in the Japanese champion. As boxing fans continue to debate potential matchups and pound-for-pound rankings, few matchups
I know he's doing Do Inoue deserve to be in the top five? Absolutely. I think he's a hell of a fighter. A hell of a fighter. I won't take no away from him. Hell of a fighter. And I like what I see. He take a lot of my
generate more excitement than the possibility of a showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Naoya the Monster Inoue. Both fighters dominate their respective divisions with explosive styles, and Davis has been open about his admiration for Inoue's abilities. In a recent interview, Davis was asked about his thoughts on Inoue, given their rise in the pound-for-pound rankings over the years. Davis admitted that he only started watching Inoue a couple of years ago, but was quick to express his admiration for Inoue's skill set, calling him a complete fighter and one of the most well-rounded boxers in the sport. This recognition is significant.
my stuff in my playbook. It's okay. That's boxing. You're supposed to take.
Yep. When you at the top of the, when you at the tippy top and you pulling that kind of stuff out this early, usually you want to know your opponent broken down before you do those kind of those things. And I was like, yo, my man's confident. He know exactly what he's designed to do.
Significant, considering Davis himself is regarded as one of boxing's most complete fighters. For a champion of Davis's caliber to acknowledge Inoue's exceptional technical abilities, power, and versatility speaks volumes about the Japanese fighter's impressive talent. When asked about the possibility of facing Inoue in the ring, Davis was somewhat skeptical, downplaying the likelihood of such a matchup. He described the idea as a stretch and honestly didn't believe it would ever happen. Davis's reluctance to entertain the idea likely stems from the considerable weight difference between the two. Inoue has worked his way up through lighter weight classes, while Davis has focused his career on heavier divisions like lightweight and super lightweight, making a potential fight between them difficult to arrange. In another interview, Davis was asked if a future fight with Inoue might happen at a catchweight. His response was both respectful and thoughtful, acknowledging the challenge but not completely ruling it out. In a recent interview, Gervonta Tank Davis was asked about the possibility of a fight with Naoya Inoue, possibly at a catchweight. While Davis entertained the idea, he acknowledged the challenges involved. He mentioned that a fight with Inoue would be an exciting one, highlighting its potential for being highly technical. However, he also emphasized that given the size difference between the two, he believed he would likely have a significant advantage. Tank described the matchup as a dream fight, expressing both his excitement and confidence about such a potential showdown. He noted that while it would be a thrilling and technical battle, the size disparity could be too much for Inoue to overcome. Davis shared his thoughts on Inoue, saying, "I like that guy from Japan, Inoue." When asked about the possibility of them facing off, possibly at a catchweight, Davis agreed that it would be a fun and technical fight. However, he reiterated his belief that the size difference would be too significant for Inoue to handle. Still, he called it a dream fight and showed genuine enthusiasm about the potential for such a matchup. A fight between Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue would certainly captivate boxing.
From Japan.
Yeah. Do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catchweight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably. That would be like a fun fight. Yeah, that would be a fun. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like man. But I think I'd be too big for him. I'd be too big for him. But that fight would be like.
Fans around the world. Both fighters possess unique attributes that make them dominant in their respective weight classes. Known for his incredible knockout power, Davis has finished most of his fights in spectacular fashion, whether he's attacking on the inside or counterpunching. His ability to make adjustments during a fight has been crucial to his success. On the other hand, Inoue's sharp combinations and lightning-fast reflexes make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. Despite competing in lighter weight classes, his knockout ratio rivals that of heavier fighters like Davis. Inoue's mastery of distance control, feints, and counterpunching further demonstrate his elite skill set. However, the biggest hurdle to a Davis versus Inoue fight is the weight difference. While Davis has fought as high as 140 pounds, Inoue has yet to compete above the super bantamweight division, 122 pounds. A potential meeting at a catchweight would require both fighters to make significant adjustments, which could impact their performances in the ring. Meanwhile, when a boxing legend like Mike Tyson speaks highly of a current fighter, it carries great weight within the boxing community. Recently, Tyson expressed his admiration for Naoya Inoue, the Japanese sensation who has dominated the lighter divisions with his explosive power and technical expertise. Tyson also mentioned the potential for a matchup between Inoue and Gervonta Davis, which has sparked excitement among fans. In his comments, Tyson called Inoue really awesome and praised his undeniable skill and potential, offering high praise for a fighter who has already made a significant impact in the sport. Tyson's endorsement adds further validation to Inoue's rising star power. Some of the greatest fighters in history have praised Naoya Inoue, with many considering him one of the best. Tyson's endorsement stands as a huge compliment, underscoring the awe that fans feel watching Inoue's remarkable performances. The Japanese boxer has rapidly become a global sensation due to his impressive knockout power, speed, and tactical brilliance. Inoue's journey through the lower weight classes has sparked speculation about a potential move up to 130 pounds, where one of the sport's most electrifying talents, Gervonta Davis, competes. The idea of a showdown between the two has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. When
Monster from Japan here one day before your deal's up. Yeah, you. Because you got. It's been mentioned before. Whoa.
Tyson was asked if he could envision this fight happening. His response was both playful and insightful, touching on the complexities of a potential matchup between these two champions. Tyson appeared open to the idea of a catchweight fight between Inoue and Davis, even suggesting a possible 132-pound catchweight as a middle ground. Despite the notable weight difference between the two, Inoue has mostly fought at 118 and 122 pounds, while Davis has competed at 130 and 135 pounds. Tyson seemed willing to entertain the idea, even if it's not the most conventional of matchups. Do you see the monster Inoue as the best pound-for-pound fighter? Tyson was asked. In my opinion, he's the best fighter. I'm nobody, but I think he's the best. The idea of Inoue moving up to 130 pounds to fight Gervonta Davis has been discussed in boxing circles, with many wondering if that fight could become a reality. Tyson, in his casual yet insightful manner, reflected on Inoue's potential move up in weight. Moving to Inoue's growing influence, it's clear that his impact goes far beyond just fans and media. In a recent interview, former world champion and boxing commentator Chris Algieri shared his deep admiration for Inoue, calling him his favorite fighter. Algieri's enthusiasm for Inoue shines through as he describes the lengths he goes to watch the fighter's bouts and the joy it brings him. Algieri's appreciation for Inoue is not just a passing interest, but a genuine passion for witnessing a fighter at the peak of his craft. Watching Inoue's fights isn't just about the sport for Algieri, it's about the experience of witnessing greatness. Despite the time difference between the US and Japan, which often means Inoue's fights take place in the early hours of the morning, Algieri never misses one. He eagerly wakes up at dawn to catch every moment of the action, showcasing not only his respect for the fighter, but also the excitement and thrill that Inoue's bouts bring to fans across the world. Algieri also shared amusing details about his ritual surrounding Inoue's fights. Armed with a cup of espresso, he describes his early morning routine, painting a picture of just how dedicated he is to watching the Japanese sensation in action. His passion for the sport is undeniable. Chris Algieri fully immerses himself in the action, shouting at the TV like a true fan, caught up in the excitement. The image of him waking up early and getting emotionally involved in a fight, even with the inconvenience of waking up his neighbors, speaks to the magnetic pull Naoya Inoue has on those who truly appreciate high-level boxing. It's clear that Inoue's ability to deliver dramatic moments in the ring has turned his fights into an event for fans like Algieri. He's flat out my favorite fighter in the world, Algieri said. Watching him fight and waking up at 6:30 or 7 a.m. for an Inoue fight has become a bit of a tradition for me. I love it. I've got my espresso sitting outside, yelling at the TV, and my neighbors probably hate me for it. But I can't help it. I was screaming at the TV during every knockdown, and there were a lot of them. Algieri's enthusiasm highlights just how much Inoue's fights resonate with fans. His emotional investment in each bout is a testament to the Japanese boxer's ability to captivate audiences. In a recent interview, Canelo Alvarez was asked to share his thoughts on the top fighters in boxing today. His answer reflected not only deep respect for the fighters at the top, but also his acknowledgement of the incredible talent present in modern boxing. Canelo's picks were revealing. They highlighted fighters who not only possess technical brilliance, but also the physical and and mental strength to remain at the top. Among those Canelo mentioned was Naoya Inoue, which speaks volumes about the Japanese fighter's rising global recognition. Inoue has earned widespread acclaim for his extraordinary skill, devastating power, and unmatched precision. His ability to dominate across multiple weight classes, particularly his brutal knockout power and versatile boxing style, places him among the sport's elite. Inoue's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. His impressive title defenses and success in the lower weight classes have earned him respect from some of the most established names in boxing. Canelo's endorsement of Inoue further solidifies the Japanese champion's place among the best in the world. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury's US promoter, Todd Dubove, believes that Inoue is head and shoulders above Alexander Usyk in terms of skill. Usyk, who made history last year by becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years after defeating Fury in a close split decision, is a respected figure in the sport. By achieving this feat, Usyk joined Inoue and Terence Crawford as only the third man to become an undisputed champion in 2 weight classes in the four-belt era, having already unified the cruiserweight division in 2018 before moving up to heavyweight. Despite Usyk's incredible accomplishments, Dubove believes Inoue's abilities put him ahead in terms of skill, further cementing Inoue's standing as one of the best fighters of his generation. After his victory in December, Alexander Usyk claimed the top spot in the prestigious Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings. Usyk defeated Tyson Fury once more in their highly anticipated rematch. However, Dubois, who represents Naoya Inoue, believes that his client deserves to be ranked number 1. In an interview with TalkSport, he expressed his opinion, stating, "I firmly believe Naoya Inoue is the best fighter in the world right now. Usyk isn't even close." People have this obsession with the pound-for-pound rankings, but those can shift based on the most recent performances. If I showed you round 5 of the Fury vs. Usyk fight and told you that guy was number 1, you'd be puzzled. Usyk was getting hit with every uppercut, his head was up, and his hands were down. That's just my take. We haven't seen that from Inoue. Sure, he had a brief knockdown in his last fight, but it wasn't significant. I'm not knocking Usyk, but you saw him take a body shot in the Dubois fight that many considered controversial. I think Terence Crawford is an incredible fighter, but he fights differently than Inoue. Inoue has conquered every division he's entered, fighting everyone put in front of him. His confidence and the way he dismantles opponents is truly one of a kind. According to Ring Magazine, Inoue is currently ranked number 2, just behind Crawford. Meanwhile, Usyk's reign has continued despite a shocking moment in his career. For the first time in his 12-year professional journey, Naoya Inoue found himself on the canvas after a knockdown from Luis Neri, a Mexican boxer. Neri's punch briefly rattled the usually composed Inoue, but the Japanese boxer quickly regained his composure and took control of the fight. He sent Neri to the canvas in both the 2nd and 5th rounds, ultimately finishing the bout in the 6th round. For a brief moment, the Tokyo Dome fell silent before erupting into deafening cheers as Inoue solidified his flawless career, moving to 27-0 with 24 of those victories coming by knockout. After surviving that scare, Inoue secured a dominant win, holding onto his title as the undisputed super bantamweight champion. His performance earned him a spot at the top of Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings, surpassing greats like Usyk, Crawford, and Canelo Alvarez. According to boxing analyst Manuka Kopian, Inoue is the top choice among boxing enthusiasts. Despite differing opinions about who currently holds the title of best boxer in the world, Inoue has been in the Ring Magazine's top 10 pound-for-pound rankings for an impressive 366 weeks, trailing only Crawford. Undoubtedly, Inoue is considered one of the sport's most accomplished and elite fighters. However, the question remains, why doesn't he enjoy the same level of global fame outside of Japan as his peers? Like many top-tier fighters, Inoue started his boxing journey in his home country. He quickly made a name for himself, capturing the WBC light flyweight title in only his 6th professional fight, cementing his place as a rising star in the world of boxing. Aside from a few international bouts, such as a 2019 match in Glasgow and 2 appearances in the United States, one of which took place behind closed doors, Naoya Inoue has largely fought on home turf in Japan. His rise to stardom is undeniable, as evidenced by the sold-out crowd that that gathered for his May showdown against Neri at the Tokyo Dome. This momentous event marked the first boxing match held at the arena since Mike Tyson's shocking loss to Buster Douglas in 1990. Japanese boxing expert Daisuke Sugiura told CNN Sport that Inoue is truly a superstar in his homeland, and he's also recognized as one of the most exciting and skilled active fighters worldwide. Sugiura, who has had multiple conversations with Inoue, shared that outside the ring, the fighter prefers a more private life, shying away from the spotlight that many of his peers eagerly seek. Sugiura explained, "In the past, it was said that he wasn't fond of media interactions. It wasn't that he disliked the media, but more that he was shy and didn't excel in interviews. However, recently he's been gaining more attention and seems to be handling interviews much better." For Inoue, the situation is quite the opposite of what one might expect. While fighting in Japan presents a challenging experience for his opponents due to travel and the local conditions, their earnings help make the journey worthwhile. Inoue's dominance in his weight class has led to growing calls for him to move up in weight. Fans are eager to see him face bigger challenges, with higher profile opponents in the heavier divisions. This shift in focus has sparked anticipation for some thrilling potential matchups. One of the fighters generating a lot of buzz is WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis, with many fans clamoring for an Inoue versus Tank showdown. The prospect of this fight has been discussed extensively, with many wondering if it could happen before Inoue's deal expires. What's your take? Was this a legitimate setback, or is there more going on behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest boxing drama, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Knockout Updates. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of action, and check out our other videos. Until next time, stay tuned and stay passionate.